Hooray! Welcome back. One important update to those of you that are playing in the beta, because someone at Eugen System told me something. So if we're going to multi here and we go into multiplayer game, there's down here. They've added some extra servers for 10v10 that is not on Sword. So if you want to experience Columbell 10v10, that is now available in the beta. This is the live build that I'm on right now. But please wait an hour or so because we're doing our thing here. Any plans on the HUD to be disabled for this kind of casting? Ask Green. And it's, of course, this is a beta. We are not running on, we're running on semi-hot code, but it's, my hope is that once later on there will be an observer mode, so you should be able to observe. And of course, me being the person I am and the focus I have, I always want to talk to Eugen about that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping we can improve this. I definitely want to, and I think we will. I just don't know when. Let's see, we have some chat questions in the meantime. Syrian 1001 says, does the line of sight tool take terrain into account, as in elevation? Because I think most of the maps we've seen so far, as Normandy is, it's pretty flat. No. So we haven't really, I haven't seen elevation in any maps yet, really. So I mean, there are some, of course, some river banks and stuff, but other than that, it doesn't seem to.
Well, it takes buildings into account and stuff, and like you can see here that the buildings, which is elevation, because I don't think there's much elevation in natural terms as in hills. So it shows you where you can fire and
it is essentially a line of sight.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see, will we get more maps during beta? Yes, we will. There will be more maps. And then we have the how many maps will come with the game. I don't remember the exact number at the moment, but there are quite a few. So I will not answer that because I'm going to say the wrong thing. Will heavy tanks be able to go through hedgerows? No. As far as I know, they won't because they couldn't, is my understanding. It's hedgerows are apparently, from my understanding from other history or World War II nerds, they're not that good at going through hedgerows. I mean, they're fast on roads, but they're kind of slow everywhere else.
Yeah.
And the tanks during World War II did not go through many hedgerows because it kind of ruins the tracks and stuff. Can you explain how unit scaling works? I assume that's a question of if we go to let's see here, in the options, is it in the interface? Yes. So unit scaling is this is an option where under normal, it means that if you zoom out, your unit is going to grow, so it's easier to see on the map. And then you can decide on how much you want it to grow. Because if you zoom out quite far, you're not going to see that infantry unit running in between buildings. So that's why essentially the models themselves grow a bit. You can, of course, turn that off if you don't want it at all. But that's also why sometimes when you do the zoom ins and zoom outs, things look slightly larger than they are in comparisons to buildings. And that's just so that they'll be easier to see for you to select and stuff like that. And I think that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget to watch Eugen's stream tomorrow. I've heard whispers that there will be maybe something new shown off, so we'll see. And then, of course, we will be back next week. We'll see who'll be sitting here. Maybe it'll be you and me again. Maybe it'll be two entirely different people. Hopefully not, but we'll see. That's going to be it from us tonight. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello everyone, this is Papa Yankee and
FLX.
FLX.
I'm back.
Yeah, maybe most of people know who you are, but can you explain what you're doing at Eugene Systems?
So I'm game designer at Eugene Systems. I'm working on game balance, game mechanics, unit selection, that kind of thing. So if anything is unbalanced, it's my fault.
It's basically your fault.
Yeah.
We can pull the beard too. Or
don't do that.
I won't do that. Okay. So today we were supposed to show you some new stuff that we are going to publish in the beta in the coming days. Maybe we can't say weeks now.
No, it's imminent.
It's imminent. It's just after soon level, but. The version wasn't stable enough, so we were thinking maybe just we could watch Felix crush the AI and see how it's done.
Yep.
So we have a question about from Kiyaru, who is asking, will there be any balance change during the beta? Actually, yes. Because first, because we are gonna. Are you?
1 second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna close the window.
Yeah, we. There is a riot out there. But because we are gonna add new divisions, first of all.
Yes, and we are gonna continue the support of the existing one. We are gonna make modifications based on the feedbacks of the players.
Yeah.
For the moment, we didn't change anything because it was too early. People were still learning how to play. We have seen emerging strategies. For instance, I think it's Tiga yesterday who came up with a new strategy with the Luftlander. So we wait a bit to see how people manage to play, to invent new strategies, and then with more divisions, we will start to balance everything together more and more until release and after release.
Obviously, I don't remember how many balance patch we did on Red Dragon, but
we basically never stopped to balance the game all along its lifespan. So I think it's been for 2 years or 1 year and a half, and I don't count the number of patches.
We have another question. Yeah, so we say that there will be more divisions coming before the release of the game, but we also add maps.
Yes.
In the coming months, we will regularly publish new content and obviously balance and obviously work on more stability, etc., etc. We have a question about a map editor. Actually, we are working on modding tools that should have been released in beta version earlier this week. But we encountered some stability issues. We weren't sure 100% that the modding tool would be stable enough, so we preferred not to use them and keep them a couple of days more to make sure that the experience was the best. But concerning the map editor, we at the moment we don't plan to release one for a very simple reason. Is just that to make these tools is really complicated. To make tools that are usable by players, it's really complicated. So that's really not our question.
Yes, these guys are throwing grenades at the open top half tracks, so it's not very effective, but you can try to fight open top vehicles with infantry even when they have emptied their AT weapon. They throw grenade at vehicles. If they are open top like that, a grenade can enter the vehicle and destroy them. Let's rush wreck. And if it's an enclosed top, however, you will not be able to deal any damage to it. So yeah.
No, concerning anti-air, Alexis last time explained that it was more like a shield, and
yes,
and
the shield and the sword. That's the image we're using, because that's also pretty realistic, because at that time you downing a plane with anti-aircraft only was really not effective. And when you know that, for instance, next to the bridges on in Holland, when during Market Garden, the German put about 20 AA guns next to a bridge to defend it, and sometimes they didn't manage to
hit.
Yes, to hit. The recon planes can fly. It's really the anti-aircraft in World War II was really not an effective tool. It was, but it was stressful, because when you play for instance a bomber pilot or something like that, you had huge numbers of flak impact around you.
Yeah.
They didn't hit you especially,
But you could hear and feel what
you could hear and feel. That was really stressful. So yes,
that's very kind.
anti-aircraft is not effective as long as you don't attack something near it. It has a rather large range of suppressing. For instance, this Bofors shot the plane up to this location.
We have a question again.
Look at the
yeah, sorry.
So it's shooting rather far up to here. My planes, I called my planes too late, so he won't catch up with it. But if the planes came in another plane, this time I will get it. So my plane plus my anti-aircraft will make it flee. It will be stressed. Okay, it's falling back. Now my plane is making a maneuver behind it.
Maybe you could follow.
Yes.
Our plane.
Our plane.
Is
and it will destroy it really fast. And
I like to do that. I'm not I'm not sure I would be good in competition, because I like zooming a lot on my unit. So.
And as you can see, this is 20mm. The tracer is too narrow to be a 40 or 37mm. So I did fly above the AA, so it was a small one, so it didn't damage my plane a lot, but it was stressed. So in case of fighter-to-fighter combat, my plane would have been in a very bad shape, in a very bad position to win this fight.
Languages we're gonna add for the moment. We will just add Chinese for the moment. But I heard that with the modding tools, you will be able to add your own language. So.
Yes, we've used the help of the community with Worgen 3 as well to help us translate the game in various languages.
Yeah,
we are always open to that kind of thing, and with the mod tools, it will be even easier. And I don't know, maybe if people made a super mod traduction, we can put it right into the game if they want, of course. If that's the kind of thing we can do.
Yeah, that's the kind of thing we can do. We have how many divisions we will have at the end of the game, when the game will be released?
18. We have 18 divisions that we made for now, and at the release it will be 18.
Yeah.
That was the maximum we could do without making them very similar, because a restricted number of divisions fought in the Normandy battle, but some of them were they were just the same. I think the second Panzer Division Das Reich was there, and is very similar to the 12s. So we've decided to put the 12s. Usually we base on our choice on variety of material of vehicles, because the Wirbelwind here was field tested in the 12th division, Dalton SS. So we picked this one because this vehicle is cool. This is a flak-fueling gun on a Panzer IV chassis. So it's cool. Why make two exactly exact same division when you could make one that has more tools. So
I think some players for the experience, for the role play, I would say, but will be happy. But
there are two things.
Yeah.
First, in the campaign, we represent, we make campaign divisions that represent the exact division that was there at the time. Since we have the 12 SS, we can make the second SS, for instance. This is easy to do. We create a new division just for the solo play. And secondly, if this is just a small modification, we have the mod tools coming that will allow players to create their own division. So if someone wants to make the second SS, for instance, he will be able to change the picture of the sigil of the, I think it's a sigil. What's the name in English? I don't remember. But the blason, the image. Sigil, I think it's a sigil. But the commander face, it will be able to change the description and history of the commander. It will be able to change everything: the number of slots, the number of activation points, the type of units in it, etc.
Okay.
All right.
So I think we're pretty done for tonight. We could have lasted like 2 more hours, but the problem is we want to keep some. We won't reveal everything tonight.
Yes, more Twitch to come, and
and
soon imminently announced new things.
Imminently, yeah, and I don't think there will be one next week, but maybe. But we will keep you guys posted. Don't hesitate to go on our forums, on our blog. We just published a very interesting article about the suppression mechanic.
Shouldn't hit the table.
Oh, shouldn't hit the table. Yeah, because it hurts your ears.
Yeah.
So I think this is it.
One last question. I'm being told. Can you add an option to give a queued command when placing units after the game started? For example, I always want to unload infantry directly, not waiting for the truck to appear. Oh, you mean...
I'm not
certain.
I wasn't sure about this question because
if you want to unload directly, there is...
You click on new.
There is an unload command. You bind it to U key. So you can directly unload it at start. I don't understand the question.
Send directly the infantry, I don't know.
Oh yeah, you mean unload then send the infantry. No, that's not possible because the infantry is inside the truck.
Yeah.
So that would create more problems that it solves, in my opinion. It will be very difficult to do.
Have to stop the 2 times table.
Yes, stop hitting that poor table.
So this was the last one for tonight.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, FLX.
Next time.